All right, special member request here. We have The Wind Cries Mary, Jimi Hendrix. And in an attempt to separate from all the other videos out there, I'll be doing this in the key that he used a lot live. It's about a half step lower than the recorded version. Also the key that John Mayer likes to use when he plays this. So half a step lower than the recorded version is what we're targeting here, more of the live vibe. And let's jump on in. Alright, we can break this out into some pretty basic parts here. We'll start with the intro chorus section, kind of the main riff. And like I said, we're going to be doing it the live version, more John Mayer style, so we're going to be a half step lower than, all the other videos out there and the recorded version. So we're just going live here. And it starts off in a more convenient key, I would say. And we'll start here at the 5th fret. Alright, we're going to be hitting this big voice D5, D sharp 5, E5, and start by doing the 5s at the E and the A string, and then we add the 7s on the D and the G. Alright, hit it, go chromatic, we bump it up 6s and 8s for the D sharp, one more time at the 7 and 9s for the E. Alright, and then we kind of flip a little bit here, just come down and hit the 7s on the A, the D, and the G. And we're going to hammer on with some minor flat 6 chords here. We start at basically the F sharp minor flat 6, and it's just hammering those 7s there. Hammer that 7A to 9 while hitting the 7 on the D and G under it. Okay, and we just go chromatic with that. Hit it there, bump it up to the 8s, hammer the 8 to 10 on the A, and then finish chromatic again, up at the 9s, hammer the 9 to 11A. Okay, so just a big fun chromatic thing going on here. And with the verses, we kind of have some, improv-y, freestyle-y things going on at the ends of them. So I'll just give you some examples of like the scales that you can play around in here. It starts basically just by hitting the B to the A to the E. All right, so a lot more convenient chords with this live version instead of having to be, like up at the C, then the B flat, then the F, So, like I said, starting at the B, and we want to do it, Jimi Hendrix style chords, hitting our thumb on that 7 for the B, and then just do that middle part of the chord there with the octave at the 9 D, hit the 8 G, 7 B. Okay, so preferably you want that. If it's too big of a deal and you just kind of want to hit the chords, you can just go, B, A, E. But really want these Hendrix style in here. All right, and just kind of hit the octaves first, the bass notes. Then you can kind of hit the middle part of the chord. All right, short choppy little swipes here, and then we kick it down to the A at the 5 and the 7 with the 6 and the 5 there. And then just come off to the E. You can hit the open power chord, and then maybe some high B and E strings. All right, and this first example of the scale here, just kind of playing around in this part of it, where you could do like on the A string, go 2-4, go 2-4-D, slide it up to 6. Okay, come down, hit that 4 in the B, and then bump over. We go the hammer on pull off 5-7-5 on the B, then land on that 6 of the G. Okay, so there's one way you can play around with it. And the other way, kind of the same deal, and we'll even add a little something with the chords here where we go chromatic reverse. Start with that B, and then we go a little chromatic down step here where we just do 1 fret, where we end up with that 6 and the 8s. All right, just a real quick hit there, a little transitional, then to our A. Okay, fun little thing you can do there. Come off to your E. All right, and then this is kind of a more simple, like funner way to play around with the scale here, where you can come up to the 9s, and we just kind of bounce around between 9s and 11s on the A, D, and the G here. Feel it around, it's up to you. Do something like just hammer the 9A to 11 with the 9B. Come down and do the same on the 9-11D with the G on the 9. Do a little 9-11-9 pull off on the G. Land back on that 9-11 hammer on, maybe add the 9 on the A with that D. Alright, and you can, like I said, you can just play around, bounce around in there. It all sounds good right there, so you can just kind of hang out in that spot. It's kind of a nice spot to boogie around with at the end of the verses. So just a couple examples for the verses there. All right, and then we have those verse end chords. Basically makes use of that Hendrix style chord, really, where we drop down and we won't hit the F sharp, so we got the 2 on the E, got our 4D, 3G, 2B, and this is kind of where like that style helps, like, so you can play around with the pinky there, where we'll do a 4-2 on the B. Okay, sounds cool. Slide it up to the A spot at the 5 with the 7-6-5, and just pull that 7-5 on the B. Alright, and then just finish it with that intro progression. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.